Hi everyone, it's Tanya Foster and today I am going to be doing a video on the top 10 things I find annoying as a drive-thru employee. So just before I get into this video, I am just going to say straight up that this video is not intended to talk about a specific time or a specific situation. This is just basically based on my 3 years of experience. It's just talking about times that happen over and over again and things that I find annoying. Now that being said, we're all human and something that annoys me may not annoy you, and something that you do you may not recognize as being annoying to me. This also is not intended to say that I dislike my fast food job, because I do like it and I do think that it's gotten to me to where I am today, and I definitely have grown a lot because of that job. However, this is just something that is my opinion, and it's something that I'm creating for you, this video, because I want to give you some comic relief. When a customer comes up to the window, shows you their card, I ask them, is that with debit or with credit? And they just go, my card. I'm like, what is that? Like, is it a debit card or is it a credit card? Like, nowadays you never know, because like there's like these debit cards that have like Visa logos, and it's like, is that a debit card or is that a credit card? And like where I work, like it matters, because like if you have a debit card and I press credit card, then it won't go through properly and you won't be able to pay for your merchandise. So I feel like the people who just show their cards, like, oh, so annoying. Like, just tell me it's debit or it's credit, or even just say it's Visa or it's MasterCard. Just help me out just a wee bit, and don't just go, here's my card. When I'm order taker and I greet a customer, hi, welcome to fast food chain, how can I help you? And they don't answer. Why? I know you're there. Like, just say hello. It's simple. It's like you wouldn't, be inside the store and trying to order your food and not answer the person who's politely saying, hi, how are you today? Like, it's so annoying. Also, another reason it's annoying is because, like, I don't know what's going on. Like, did you not hear me the first time? Maybe your car isn't pulled up far enough, or maybe you drove past the speaker. Now, sometimes in the place that I work at, if you have a larger truck, it double beeps and stuff like that. And sometimes if there's a lineup, so by not answering me, it kind of confuses me. It makes me think that maybe no one is there. Now, I've had times where people just don't answer because they decide not to answer, and I know that there's someone there, and that is really annoying because I think it's just rude. It's like not respectful to just say like, oh yeah, I'm here. Just answer me, please. When a customer parks too far away from the window, like seriously, I'm 5'4" and I should not have to project my body out of the window to hand you your food. Like seriously, that's not fun at all. Like, please come closer to the window so that we can have, a better conversation, so we can actually give you your food without dropping your coins all over the place, or trying to like grab outside the window. It's horrible. Please, drive closer to the window. That's all I ask. This next thing has to do with trays. Now, trays are lovely. Like, you put all your drinks in a tray and you hand out the drinks to the customer, and You know, it's easy. It's just one handout instead of 4 handouts. But an annoying thing about trays is when you hand the tray out to the customer then takes all of their drinks out of the tray and hands you back the tray. Even more annoying is when you ask the customer, hey, would you like a tray? And they're like, sure, I'd like a tray. You hand them out the tray with their items, maybe 2 or 3 items. They take their stuff out of the tray and then continue to hand it back. Like, please, I gave you that tray. Do not hand back your tray. Do not waste both our times just taking your stuff out of the tray. Please don't. Please don't do that. It's very annoying. This is another one that has to do with order taking. Now, when I'm the order taker and I greet the customer and they answer me back, however, there's other people talking over them, there's kids crying in the back seat, like arguing kids, barking dogs. So annoying, especially when like there's like the driver who's usually saying like what they want, like give me a pop, give me a burger, give me a fries, and then there's like the backseat driver or the person sitting in the passenger side of the front seat going, no, get this instead, get that instead. I'm like, I have no clue what you want. Like, please sort out what you is ordering before you come and order so y'all don't have to argue in the car, because that's really annoying. Especially when there's crying children and barking dogs. Like, it just distracts me from like ordering and putting your order in properly. And I don't want to mess up your order. I genuinely want to make sure that you get what you would like. And in order for me to properly do that, I need to make sure that everything that you are ordering is not being shielded by your crying children or your significant other who's also screeching at me to add stuff too. So please, one person talking at a time. We all learned that as a child. However, we forget that as an adult. Another thing to do with payment is when a customer drives up to the window, you tell them their total, let's say it's like $18, and they hand you a bunch of crack change. Like, seriously, like, do not hand me nickels, dimes, and quarters for your $16 order. Like, what do you think I am? Like, I'm just gonna sit there and like waste both our times just counting out all this change? That's silly. Take your change to Metro, put it through the machine, and get some dollar bills out of it. Just that easy. Now, that being said though, if you have a small order, I understand using your change. Like, if it's like a $3 order, like a $3 cone, yeah, like, that's fine using your change. But please don't come in a drive-thru with an $18 order and use all your nickels, dimes, and quarters, because that just takes way too long to count. And again, we are both going to get through this drive-thru line a lot faster if you just hand me a bill. I'm able to give you your change, make sure all your food is together, and hand it out to you. So in Canada, there's this feature called Interact Flash. And on certain debit cards and certain credit cards, you can basically, instead of putting your card in and putting in your PIN for all your purchases, on some smaller purchases, you can just take your card and tap it to the machine. And this just basically lets it go through without any PIN or anything. It's just like cash, but with your debit card. My work offers that tap feature, and sometimes the tap feature doesn't always work. Sometimes it's because the person has a certain limit on their card, or there's a certain number of taps that they've completed beforehand and now they have to insert their card to reaffirm their PIN, or sometimes it's a disconnect with our machine. So when it double beeps, that means that their tap didn't go through. And having to explain this to customers, some people don't understand. They go, well, it's processing. I'm like, yeah, but it'll ask you to insert your card. And they're like, well, why? Like, why didn't the tap work? I'm like, I'm sorry, like, I don't know why it didn't work. Like, I don't know. Also to do with tap, because it's a very annoying feature that was supposed to be made to make it a lot easier for establishments to collect payment, but it really has caused another annoyance, is when people tap the machine, expect it to work, it doesn't work, so the machine is sitting in the car for however long, and then our debit machine like times out, because after a certain period of time it times out and basically we have to restart the transaction again. So when this happens, people get really upset because they're like, well, I did tap it and you know it should have went through. And I'm like, well, I'm sorry, like the tap doesn't always work. So that is a really big annoyance. And please, if you are in drive-thru or, in anywhere, just double check to make sure that tap works, because it doesn't always, and I don't know why. This next annoyance has to do with when you are trying to take a customer's order and for some reason you miss what they say, or you can't hear what they say, either because they have the kids arguing in the car or because there might be something going on in the background that makes it hard for you to hear. So for me, sometimes I'll say to the customer, I'm sorry, I didn't get that. Can you please repeat that? And what drives me up the wall is when I do that and a customer all of a sudden changes their pitch of tone and like yells their order in my face, like, can I have a quarter pounder? I'm like, oh, okay then, okay. Yikes. I got it that time, but I also almost had a heart attack. Okay. Don't ever scream your orders. It is so annoying and it's really unnecessary. Like, I apologize that you may be annoyed by the fact that I didn't get the fact that you wanted a quarter pounder the first time. However, I don't need to be yelled at the second time. So the next thing that I find annoying is when a customer drives up to the window and they're ready to pay with their debit or their credit card, and you bring out the machine. They don't take the machine. They just basically take the card, tap the machine, and make you hold your hand out there. Like, seriously? Like, take the machine. Take the machine. Like when you are in drive-thru, you're doing multiple things at once. You're expected to do multiple things at once. So when a customer's paying, you're expected to put their order together. However, if a customer makes you hold the machine while they're tapping their card, then it doesn't make it very easy for me to put your food together. So if you were just to like take the machine, do your thing with the card, with the machine, and I'm able to package your food up quicker, then you could drive away a lot quicker than me holding the machine, you tapping your card, me continuing to hold the machine while your debit payment goes through or your credit payment goes through, and then being able to package your food. So please, just take the debit machine. That's all I ask. And even more annoying is when I say to the customer, here's the debit machine, and they're like, oh no, I can just tap it. And I'm like, I'm not a statue. Like, I'm not a statue for your debit machine. Like, please, please, just take the debit machine. When I'm taking an order and I greet the customer and the customer says to me, can I have a minute to decide? This is Drive Thru. You drive through the drive-thru. Made even more annoying is when there's like 5 cars in the drive-thru and the customer says, "Can I have a minute to decide?" And you're like, really? Like, if you don't know what you would like, it would be my pleasure for you to come into the store and order your food inside the store. We are very happy and very willing to have you in our store taking a few minutes to decide what you'd like. We understand. We have a huge menu. It's very hard sometimes to decide if you want to have a quarter pounder, if you would like to have a specialty burger. Like, it's very hard. But, you know, if you come in the store, we can be a little more patient and help you. However, in drive-thru, because of the nature of the fact that it's a single file line, by you taking a minute, it basically means that we're not able to help the 5 other cars that are behind you. And as a result, those 5 other cars get really mad because they're like, "Why did it take so long?" So please, know what you want before you come up to the drive-thru. Simple. Thank you very, very much for watching this video and for basically listening to me rant for the last however many minutes. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video on the top 10 things that I find annoying as a drive-thru employee. Please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you guys in my future video. Talk to you later. Bye.